Welcome back to Talkpoint. Today we are looking a story shaking up Washington's President Joe Biden's health and war, how it's becoming a central issue as the Democrats prepare for the 2026 midterm elections. Questions about his age, stamina, and ability to lead are putting pressure on his party and could reshape the political landscape in unexpected ways. At 83 years old, President Biden is the oldest commander-in-chief in US history. While the White House insists he remains sharp and capable, recent public appearances have fueled renewed security stumbles on stage moments where he appeared tired or confused, and reports of shorter workdays have made headlines. Republicans have seized on this moment, portraying Biden as to fail or handle the pressures of the presidency. Meanwhile, Democrats are slipped. Some insist his decades of press experience are invaluable, while others cruelty worry that voters are losing confidence. Why does Biden's health matter so much right now? Because the 2026 midterms will determine whether Democrats can hold on to Congress or whether the Republicans expand their power. If Biden is seen as weak or ineffective, that could hurt Democrats running in swing in districts. If the party rallies behind him, it could show stability and unity, but at the risk of tying their fate to a leader facing growing doubts. Some strategists warn that Biden's public image could overshadow Democratic policy on the economy, healthcare, and climate change. In other words, the conversation risks being about Biden himself, not the issues voters care most about. Inside the Democratic Party, there's a quiet but intense debate. Should they fully back Biden as the party's leader or start preparing for a generational shift? Progressive voices argue that the party needs younger, more dynamic leadership to energize younger voters. Moderates say Biden is still the best person to unite Democrats and hold off Republican advances. And then there's the Vice President Kamala Harris, who many see as Biden's natural successor, but whose approval ratings remain lukewarm. This internal tension is growing as the midterms approaches. Some lawmakers worry that if Biden appears to fragile, Republicans could use that narrative to paint the entire Democratic Party as out of touch and unfit to govern. Polls show Americans as deeply divided. A majority of Democrats still support Biden, but many also say they are open to new leadership. Independents who often decide close elections are particularly concerned about the age and energy level. Republicans, of course, are hammering the issue in campaign ads and speeches, calling Biden's leadership a risk to national security. But even beyond Partisan politics, voters are asking a simple question. Can an 83-year-old president handle another 2 years of governing? Plus the demands of the campaign trail at town halls and campaign stops, Democrats are hearing these concerns firsthand. That puts enormous pressure on the candidates to either defend Biden or carefully distance themselves without dividing the party. This debate is not just about one man's health, it's about the future of Democratic strategy. Should the party keep leading on Biden's experience and strategy hand or make space for a new generation of leader before 2028? How Democrats answer that question could shape not only the midterms, but long-term direction of the party. If Biden remains the face of the party, Democrats will need to convince voters that experience matters more than age. If they pivot to new leaders, they will need to show unity and vision at a time when divisions could hand Republicans as a major advantage. So, As the 2026 midterms draw closer, Biden's health is not just a personal matter, it's a political one with huge consequences. Democrats are standing at a crossroads. Do they double down on Biden or prepare for a new chapter of leadership? Either way, the decision will define not only the midterm elections but the future of American politics for years to come. Thanks for watching Talkpoint. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth analysis of the biggest political stories shaping the nation.